travel schedule says ship stopover, 1 person. Does that mean we're only welcoming 1 guest today?
I wonder who it is. Kazuha! I'm sorry. Kazuha! Oh my god! It's been so long. We're gonna take a picture, bruh. I'm gonna take a picture right now. Kazuha! My love. This is cute. I love it. Kazuha!
This is a day in the life of the traveler.
Not now! Oh my god, I miss you so much!
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Irodori festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
I miss him so much. I'm sorry.
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation.
Oh, okay.
But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
So Ayato sent him an invitation personally. Okay.
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps around me.
Oh.
I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared. I only heard a splash come from below the pier. Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by my feet.
Oh.
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know? Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen.
Kazuha, can you show us that piece of paper?
Sure, here it is. Please, have a look.
I love him so much. I miss him so much. The 5 Kasen Splendor, Akahito.
Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
Well, the other stories weren't much better either.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal by the shogunate. So I'm not all that different from Akahito mentioned in this story.
I wanna squish his cheeks. He's so... I'm sorry.
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that your friend has been struggling because he's unable to sign his name quickly, right?
Oh! You know what, that's true. Maybe it could help Xingqiu.
In Liyue and Inazuma, there is a saying, that which has been stamped has also been signed. Perhaps using a seal could be a feasible solution.
That's true.
While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass the time. If you wish to create a stamp for his seal, I might be able to help.
Aw, okay. I'm so happy. Oh my god! Albedo! I'm here with my boyfriend, my husband, the love of my life.
If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore.
However...
Since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed to the readers, it would seem insincere if he only used a stamped seal for his new books.
Then how about we make a stamp seal that is his signature, basically? Why can't we do that?
Yes, that's it, Jinyu. Your writing has greatly improved today, which means yesterday's intensive training was effective.
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are so sore that I can't even move them anymore. I should have known better than to read novels during calligraphy class.
Why are you reading novels during class?
You just had a 10-minute break. Come on, you can do this.
Bro!
Whoa, this is getting scary. It hasn't even been that long and Xingqiu's already zombified.
Look at him!
Mr. Hiroyama, we found a solution that might just solve our dilemma. In both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalents of a signature. If we use a stamp to leave the author's seal on the books, then we could make the signature process a lot easier. Of course, a seal on its own is not enough. So, I propose that each signature consists of 2 parts. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one using Jinyu's signature as the design.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
In addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Jinyu to write. That way, he will only need to draw a simple pattern on each book.
Let me think. Alright, I think that would work. Not only does it still involve the author's own handwriting, but the result should be very beautiful as well.
So, what you mean to say is, I've been saved from this predicament?
Yes, you have. You have Kazuha to thank.
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design signatures for the other authors as well.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other 2 authors participating in the new release event.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events.
Yeah, I can see that.
However,
Sorry, I have like a ridiculously large smile on my face every time Kazuha talks. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Venti? Ayaka!
There you are.
Oh my god, hi! Ayaka!
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti!
That's
That's an interesting combo.
Kazuha, do you know this is the archon that gave you your vision?
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand.
Oh.
This bard just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently. As such, we came together to find you two.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before.
Oh?
Here's the paper. Please have a look.
Oh.
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Dip this paper in water and see the truth naturally appear." Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in ancient and exotic stories. It mentions a special ink that will show itself when wet and disappear when it's dry.
You know, this group right here is a very interesting combination of people. We have an archon, we have a noble lady, we have a homunculus, we have a bookworm from Liyue, an author from Liyue, and we have an ex-fugitive.
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper! Let Paimon see what it says. The plagiarized words in the poem became blurry. Huh? Why would that happen?
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, handwritten text could easily become smudged in books when exposed to moisture. To ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished. Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious to produce, and the waterproof coating could also prove just as difficult.
I'm sorry, but Kazuha and Ayaka are right next to each other. Listen, I'm a sucker for rare pairs, and one of them is Kazuyaka. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know. I ramble about them every once in a while.
However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the shogun, surely one of those 2 methods was used to protect it. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Oh, so this poem wasn't written by Akihito, it was added later by someone else.
Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the subjects to use for Akihito and Sumizomi's portraits.
Kazuyaka!
Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to be the models for my paintings?
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
Oh my god! Kazuyaka! Hang on. Here. That's my screenshot.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen. One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry.
Oh!
He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akihito.
Akihito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name.
Sorry.
Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akihito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 kasen remain.
So sad. Oh my god.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Are you sure? I'm just saying, are you sure? Are you sure this is where the story comes to an end? We have another part to go. So pretty. Paimon, what's wrong?
Yeah. Ever since we completed the story of the 5 kasen, there's still one thing Paimon hasn't been able to figure out.
Who's the one behind it?
One of the 5 kasen is called Kuronushi, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, how could the story of the 5 kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Oh! Have you really not noticed?
Huh? Not noticed what? This is no time to be playing games, Tone Deaf Bard!
What he means is that the story of Kuronushi was already embedded within the 4 poems.
He's the one that did the whole thing, right?
That's right. The key lies
Where's
in
Kazuha? Why isn't he
Aoi no
here?
Okina wrote after seeing Sumizome
I feel so-
rinsing
how
the
da-
poetry collection.
I'm sorry, where's Kazuha? Why isn't he here? Why is everyone else here? Where did he go?
Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. He was simply reminiscing and thinking about his old acquaintances. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akihito, it was completely obvious. He was worried that if this
Oh, there
poem
he
was
is.
seen by
Oh my
the
God.
Shogun, then the Shogun could discover the truth behind the plagiarism incident. If that happened, then he'd be finished. So, in desperation, he threatened Aoi no Okina to make him tear out this poem.
Which means, the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akihito!
The culprit is none other than Kuronushi.
However, this also brings something else to mind. The story of the 5 kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us lately. Which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
I wonder who it is.
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Yes, our dearly beloved Kazuha. Have you thought of something? Kazuha. Can I take a picture with you? I'm gonna take a picture with you.
Are you okay? You've been standing in front of this blank canvas for a while, and you don't look so good.
Apologies for making a wild assumption, but has the story of the 5 kasen reminded you of anything?
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. However, they were nothing more than some past incidents regarding my family.
Kazuha lore. Kazuha lore. Yes.
I don't mind sharing the stories, but I'd prefer not to bring you any more trouble.
No, it's okay.
Hey, we're all friends here, Kazuha. You can always tell us whatever's on your mind.
Kaidehara, please forgive
Oh.
my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking of the same thing.
Oh my god, Kazuya interaction.
But it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission. It would be improper to speak of it here without the consent of Miss Kamisato.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy, so there isn't any harm in it. The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families were swordsmiths by craft, they also held many important positions in the Yashiro Commission. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Aminoma art still maintains its artisan lineage. The descendants of the Ishin art are also still alive, but the craft has been lost to time. The descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the Kaidehara family.
Oh! Okay.
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art was lost with my great-grandfather's generation.
Oh, okay, I see.
My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort. When he was young, my grandfather traveled all over Tevat to find a way to revive the family business. But it was to no avail.
Is this why the family fortune started, like, dwindling? Is that what happened?
And in my generation, our last remaining family property was lost as well.
So that's what happened.
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. In the span of a few decades, 3 of the families suffered various misfortunes and disappeared completely. Later, there was speculation that all of these misfortunes stemmed from some background machinations, meaning that someone wanted to wipe out the Raiden Gokuden. However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin, such explanations were treated as nothing more than a conspiracy theory.
Does this have something to do with... Was it the Husk of Oberon Dreams lore? There's like lore somewhere in this game. I'm not sure if it's in the artifacts or if it's in like some piece of paper somewhere in Inazuma. But it talks about how, you know, Scaramouche, yes, Kunikuzushi, the Kuronushi of this world, has something to do with like wanting to wipe out, you know, those clans.
Indeed. I've also believed such ideas were just theories and rumors. However, I know that a major incident happened to my great-grandfather when he was young. Not only did it affect the Kaedehara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamisato clan's position in the Yashiro Commission as well.
Damn.
After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but feel like it's pointing me toward the truth behind that incident.
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather, Kazuha?
I still can't say. I need to speak with someone to verify the details. Let's meet here again at noon tomorrow.
Okay.
I will tell you everything I know then.
Alright, is that the end? Ah! That was so short! That was only 30 minutes! Ah.